All right, guys. Now I want to talk about the final ring of our little model that we drew. I mean, we started with this on the inside. There's I. That's who you are as an individual. Then you've got your systems and processes. Those are the habits that you have in place. And then the final circle, the outside circle, is O, your outcomes. Uh, and what I want to talk about in terms of outcomes is basically kind of changing some habits about how we view our outcomes. So, the way that most human beings view outcomes is most human beings look at the vast majority of outcomes in their life as if they are static. You know, they're set. They're not going to change. So what do we do about that? You know, I can't change it, so I'm just going to sit and complain about it, right? I'm going to find someone else who feels like the outcomes in their life are static, and we're going to go have a beer together, and we're going to complain about all the outcomes in our life that we don't like. You know, I'm going to complain about not making enough at work. I'm going to complain about my bills and not having enough money to pay for them. I'm going to complain about fighting with my wife or my girlfriend. And that person, he's the same way. He don't want to have to take responsibility for his outcomes. So he's excited to just, tell me how bad I've got it so that, as soon as I'm done talking, he can jump in and complain about how bad he's got it. And we're just going to have this little symbiotic relationship where we both support each other and in mediocrity and just kind of not living the life that we want and really, not taking responsibility for the things that we cause, right? That's human nature, guys. That's how the vast majority of us how the vast majority of us act. And so I hope that as you're hearing me say this, you're thinking about it like, yeah, a lot of us do that, and that sounds kind of dumb. That's my goal, guys. My goal right here is to make you think that this is a stupid way to be a human being. It's a stupid way to live life because really it is. So let's talk about the right way to do it. The right way to look at outcomes is to think about each one of them, right? Like think about each outcome that you have and see it as a result of your actions, right? If you see every outcome as a result of your actions, it's what sucks is that you're responsible for I mean, you can't really complain about something that you caused yourself, right? But on the upside, you have the power to change it. I mean, kind of double-edged sword. Like I'm fat because I don't eat right. I'm not making money because I'm not doing my job the way that I should. Whatever it is, when you start taking responsibility for it, it's a little painful. But the upside of that pain is once you address it, you can fix all of it, guys. Like whether it's maybe it's a relationship issue, maybe it's a work issue. Whatever it is, when you start looking at things with the things in your life as outcomes, they are a direct result of something that I have done. That's very empowering, guys. When you start realizing that, when you truly, I mean, and it's one thing to walk around and say it, and we can all give lip service to it, but you've got to truly kind of take this in as this is mine and I can change it. And when you take that approach, you're going to start feeling empowered to change your outcomes, and you're going to go out and change your outcomes. So most of the outcomes that we are looking to address here are obviously work-related outcomes because you're here to work, you're here to sell, you're here to make money. But this same process applies to every part of your life. I don't care whether it's the way you parent your kids. I don't care if it's your relationship with your spouse or your family or your parents, whoever. All of these processes apply everywhere in your life. So what we want to talk about with outcomes is you have the ability to look at outcomes and figure out what is, basically it's doing the reverse of what we did before. So you look at an outcome, and you kind of decide this is not an outcome I like. Okay, well then what's the habit that's causing this outcome? Okay, why am I doing that habit? And then we do the process in reverse and we get a new outcome. I hope that made a little bit of sense. But guys, what my point is, especially in this job, I mean, if there is anything that frustrates you, I want you to keep in mind that every outcome that you're getting can probably be improved. I mean, now there's some limits on that. Maybe not. I don't know. But there are things that we could do to improve those outcomes. Now, a lot of times especially here, you are brand new, so I don't expect you to know how to do it. So part of your process for figuring out how to fix outcomes is probably give me a call, give a coworker a call. Let's kind of talk through what that is, what's causing that outcome, and figure out how to fix it. The other thing that you should be aware of is that outcomes are basically a trailing indicator of your identity. So if I start spending an hour more knocking doors today, the outcome, that money on my check, that's probably not going to pop up until 3 months down the road. And honestly, if I were to put in an hour more each day of canvassing, I'm not going to see the full outcome of that until probably 9, 10, 12 months down the road, because I'm going to see a little bit more money 3 months down the road. I sell more today. It's a bigger paycheck tomorrow. But that's not the only effect, right? If I'm getting an extra contract a week, 2 months down the road, that might mean an extra 3 or 4 referrals a month. So now I'm getting an extra contract a week plus an extra 3 or 4 referrals a month, and then those pay off in more referrals, and those pay off in more referrals. So I might not see the full value of what I implement today until a year from now. So implement good habits. Always be looking at your outcomes. Assume everything in your life, assume everything in this job is a variable that can be changed, that can be fixed, right? Anything that's happening that you're frustrated with, anything that you don't like, let's talk about how to make it better. Let's talk about what habits we can implement and what things we can improve to make them better. And I just want you to kind of get in the habit of looking at everything that happens in your life as a direct result of something that you do. All right? If everything in your life is a direct result of something that you do, then everything in your life is something that you can change. I can have a bigger paycheck. I can have a better relationship. I can have, what is it that you want? And if it's related to this job, let's talk about some of the ways that you can change it. And guys, I definitely don't claim to be one of the smartest people in the industry by any means, but I've been in a position where I can watch people succeed, I can watch people fail, and really I'm just passing along kind of the things I've watched. It's like, hey, I've watched people do this and they've had success. I've watched people do this and it's caused failure. So let's do more of the things that cause success and less of the things that cause failure, guys. It's been 5 years of watching that, and I've really learned a lot of things from a lot of people who are smarter than me. So feel free to give me a call. I'm a great resource, mainly because I've just seen a lot of people better than me, and I've learned a lot from them. So every outcome's a variable that you have the authority to change. That's the lesson here.